Welcome, folks. Today is Friday, November 7th, 2025. We're up 10 bucks. It was a squiggly Friday today. Got up late into the open. Wasn't going to take any trades, but decided to jump in. Market looked a lot better than it did over the past few days. And so we dabbled. But remember, not everyone wins. Everybody loses. It's part of the game. So make sure you do take care and seek financial consultation and always train at the simulator. Do not risk money you're not willing to lose because the market's not going to give it to you. It's just going to take it away. That's plain and simple. So our P&L today, we were up $12.25, and I was tempted to get rid of there, but I went back in, lost 19, and then made that money back and wound up the day with $10 up. So for the month, we are now $70 green. We were green all week, which is important. Our efficiency today was 80%, and only because we took 4 more trades than the one loser did we win. But you can see there the shift between $19 losing and $7 winning. Our trades for the day are here, all on BKYI, 5 trades. We had 4 winners and 1 loser, and the loser we'll analyze in a little bit. So, yeah. If you like our videos, please like and subscribe. The like is free. Hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel up. So here's our trade. I was concentrating on the volume, and I jumped in. This was the failed trade. And I took the trade too close to that red bar. What I should have done is waited for the drop to 114, which you'll see in the video. I comment as being resistance and support levels. All right, so it's Friday, November 7th. The market looks like it's showing some signs of life. We got BKYI slowly moving up. (7:09 a.m. Pacific. And we're going to watch this, and it looks like interest is starting to come in. But it's also playing game with us. So let's see here. Let's set up our little bracket play. And we're going to be very conservative. And it looks like it needs a little bit more time. So we'll continue to look. MSGM has had news, but I think everybody's taken it off. Ooh, look at that, DTCK. So I guess the price of rice and sugar and oil did not hold up. All right, this might be a bear trap here. Looks like it wants to hold. We're just going to watch it. I mean, we're green so far this whole month, so we're not going to risk. See right here, huge numbers of sellers. They're stacked up. And the buyers look less, just visually looking, look a lot less. So it looks like it's going to go up, but it's going to take a little bit. Here we go. Okay, tight stop. Well, that's a bull trap. Huge. Jumped in. Quick $12.25. Thank you very much. And that takes us over $2,300. Oh, no, it doesn't. We're $6 short. I was looking at my settled funds. Right, we'll continue to watch. But the pressure to jump in is out. Now remember, guys, it's Friday and we weren't looking for parabolic here. The market's been eager. Traders have been sitting on the sidelines through the slow period, so they're pumped up. And the one thing we haven't done is looked at the daily, set up some level of support and resistance. All right, there we go. There's some breakout levels. All right. So resistance at $1.33. Sure enough, it's Friday. Remember, so we don't know if we're going to see folks coming in. Wow, DTCK down to $1.51. Did I jinx it yesterday? Yeah, BKYI appears to be the only action in town at the moment. All right, so we might have support right around here. All right, that's cool. So we're seeing lower lows down here. Now we just got to look for the higher highs. Probably around here. Should make that a red color for support, stands out better. White. Yellow. I'll keep it green. So it looks like it fell through support, and that kills it. We got another one here, MTVA. Not much divergence, a little bit of price action here. Want to take a look at the larger picture. Oh, $1.20 is its high. Not a big old belly, but trying to move up, back up to BWAP. Let's see. Yeah, I would expect this thing to careen down right at $1.02. I don't see maybe even lower. Yeah. What's the orange line? Oh, the zigzag pattern, pushing it down. All right. So now that we checked that one, this one that keeps hanging around. Though it is Friday, but it came back to its support line there. but it doesn't know if it wants to arc down. So we got to watch that, those dots there. What's it going to do? Buyers are undecided. Good number of bids, 41,000. Folks are stacked up here, and these folks could always move down and stack it bigger, but it looks like 117, 118 is the resistance level. Yep, that makes total sense. Back in March 10th, there's a huge clump. I should show this. I don't want to mess up my... that doesn't work. I see why it doesn't work. There we go. All right. So if you look here on the daily, right there, that's the resistance level that it's fighting. So it has to get through that. And if we zoom out, it also has to get through this level down here. But that's small. But this huge bar is, in a way, resistance. It just couldn't hold it up here, and it just fell completely. So from this level down, all the way down here. So we're starting to move up. So there we go. So it made a decision. Now the question is, do we jump in? Let's jump in. Let's be conservative. Ooh. There's a huge 100,000 sellers at 124. Yeah. Look at that. Right off of 124. So the sellers are lining up there, and they're only showing their face if you hit that threshold. So unless more buyers come in, it's going to be tough. What we don't want is we don't want it to fall below 115. Maybe 114 would be the buy down here. Yeah, now we see our histogram starting to push down. Now it goes back up. So to me, this is a huge key. Right there, I've been looking at these histograms, and they do really well at pointing you when that squeeze up is going to occur. And it just looks like it's pumping, pumping, pumping. So let's jump in. What the hey? For another 12 bucks. Yeah. Now, sometimes what happens is if it's trying and trying, it'll careen down because it just couldn't do it. So let's wait and see. Look at the 5 minute. It's red, but the volume looks nice up. But this looks like it's going down. Look at that big red bar. Another big red bar there. A lot of indecision. All right, let's go in here. Get filled in. I think, what should we be looking at? Probably right there, $1.23. So let's bring that down to $1.23. Okay, we got taken out $6.85 down. Just cool. We took a shot. Let's update our cash. And we knew that would happen because it was trying hard. And big red bar sell here, people gave up. But you know what? We're still in the game. Well, it should be looking at this one that's slowly moving up. Does it have the volume though? Yeah, it looks like it's gonna consolidate from there. This one has been moving up as well. Remember I said, oh, didn't go that far, moves up. Looking into the move. What's the volume like? Lots of volume. The problem is the money is elsewhere. And this one has no news. Oh yeah, it does. Only going to risk 4 pennies. But this one is only, yeah, it's not moving. It has good potential, but it isn't there yet. And look at our trend line. Come on. It needs to move all the way up there. The histogram does. So from here, it has to go up. So no confidence there. Okay, let's go back to this one. And let's see what we're doing here. 7:30, we're still a little early. We're going to try again. Give it a little bit more room this time. And we'll come back down a little bit. We got taken out and made $8.15. So it may continue up. But I call this the chandelier patterns, where the stock goes up, down, sideways, up, down, sideways, before it finally goes up. And that would be 7:53, so right around the 8 o'clock hour. Let's draw. That would be our expectation. So let's leave this one for a minute here. Go check MTVA, see what it's doing. Yeah. Looks like our turn reversal says we're going to head down, even though our green dots say it's moving up. So this one might need to just consolidate before it moves up, maybe later. This is looking good, a lower low, but the distance, again, from here to here is way too high. So I think we just have to play this one. So on that last trade where we lost and got taken out, what happened is it fell down to 114, and our stop was right above that. So if we had given it a little bit more room, then we wouldn't have been taken out. But that's okay. So it's establishing, I think, 116 to 120 there, a very small channel. Let's remove these so superfluous. Oh, look at that pattern. Up, down, sideways, up, down. That remind you of anything? Batman. Yeah, let's look and see what's happening here. So our histogram went up, hit it, and now it's dwindled back down, and our MACD is still down there. So this continues to require now that histogram momentum to climb right up. And it's trying. It's at 8.32, and we needed to get up to about 20. All right, so I'm not going to take a trade here, but it looks like it's moving up. So 128, possible? Or the fall. Our two dots are starting to crawl back up, but notice the reversal indicator has still not given us a reversal to the upside. I said, well, if you knew it was going to go up there, why didn't you take a trade there? I didn't. This is the expected behavior that I've seen. And before you take a trade, you need to draw out your expected behavior and see if the stock is indeed behaving the way you expect it, and then take it. See that? Nothing is ever guaranteed. Look at the volume. Way up from the previous three candles, almost 3 times the prior candle, but turned into a big indecision doji. And now, let's see what happens. Yep. Up. So 128, 129 is my thinking, and the sellers are still there. Let's see, we have the cash. We have the cash for 1,000 shares, but not up here at this level. It would have been down here, right? So to me, this is that chandelier pattern, even though it's forming it up. And remember, the resistance is up here at $1.33. So if it's strong, it'll push through it. If it's not, it'll come down. A cat and mouse game. Now look at that. Our volume has reached, and it's almost peaking right there at the 20 mark. And see how important that histograms are? Let's expand this a little bit. So I said $1.28, right? Look at that, $1.28. From $1.19, that would have been 10 cents. Let's say up here we weren't sure. 23 would have been 5 cents at 1,000 shares, $50. Now our dots are still pointing upwards. Oh. Little bull trap there. And we look at the active trader window here. The bids and the ask are pretty much even around $1.23 there. 50,000 sellers, but only about 20,000, maybe 30,000 buyers. And we got folks stuck up here who are probably in long term, and they're looking to get out if it rises to that. Now it's built support around $1.19, $1.20. So we're going to continue to watch, but you see the histogram? Histogram goes down. Volume goes down. And that's not good for us. We don't want to jump in here because the histogram says the volume's not there. It's not going to climb up. Yeah, I began to trust this histogram using it as one of my best indicators. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. Right, what's the pattern usually? A couple bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars before reversal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars down. All right, let's see how their buyers are stacking up. Yeah, somebody's feeding it. Look at that, 50,000, 100,000 at $1.26. Let's go in with 240 shares. And see if we get filled, see if we can get a little more. And we're going to come down to $1.29. Cool. Oh, look at that. Huge jump. So we should have kept it, but that's okay. All right. So now we're back at 11 bucks and it's 7:45. Now let's go take a look at our daily chart. All right. So now we're in a very clear area right there. Look at that. We can look forward to the next one, but it has to hold. For those of you that are here, please remember, trading is extremely dangerous and you could lose money. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a stock market wizard. I only dabble. Double top there. Double top, so you got to be careful. Even though the EMAs are pointing upwards, the histogram looks like it wants to push. The MACDs looks like it's getting ready to go. You can't trust it. Two-tailing wicks, double top. And over here, we're still in the active trader window. Now, the bears and the bulls are fighting around 129, 130, which is good for the stock. And the volume has moved up. And if it wasn't a Friday, I would probably hang out till 8:15 or so, but I'm thinking of calling it. Ooh, look at that. I'm not going to say this stock is strong, but it's looking to the upside. There's a nice move up here, but 5 green candle bars in a row. Another one. Damn. Maybe I should have taken twice as much, huh? So I told you, maybe this bar here what was it? 754, I said. It's now 748. So I'm off by a few minutes. Why am I skeptic here, not jumping in? Down here, the histogram, you see the volume is just remaining steady at around 8.32. We're not seeing the spike, even though it's moving up. So what happens? What are we looking at? Why is this better as opposed to this? So let's look at that. Watch this. Okay. Let's make this a little white. Ooh, it's ugly. Sorry about that. Let's go. And turn on the alpha. All right. So it's shaded there. So this histogram down here and this volume is relevant to where the stock is at this level. It's not taking into account the fact that it's moved up here and that this is moving up. So visually, when you're looking at the chart, you're looking at this momentum here, 5 bars in a row, and it has come down, but it's moving up and it's building a new channel. So I'm going to jump right in because I'm going to go up. This orange line down here is the top of the band of the VWAP. So we know it's far away from VWAP. And look at this. VWAP distance, it's 29%. And there's our trend reversal showing a bear flag to the downside. So even though these are pointing upwards and the bars are pointing upwards, our histogram down here has not confirmed for us that it is a good entry point. Yeah, there's, how much is it? It reached 137, 138, and it looks exciting, it looks green, but is it really going to jump in? So at that point, we come over here to the active trader window and we look down here and we're looking, and the bears and the bulls now are fighting over $1.36. But we do have more buyers than sellers. Look at that. They almost doubled them. So anybody would want to jump in, but our histogram is pointing downwards, and so is our MACD. And the volume is starting to fail it. So what do you think is going to happen? The resistance here is so high that eventually what will happen is folks might give up. So that's one of the reasons why we're holding off. And what we need is confirmation. And the confirmation would be a new high of day. And this pulling back. If this is a bear trap, this histogram should pull back up. The MACD should reverse. And then we'll see the level. I'll continue to watch it here. We have good volume on the 5-minute here. Now, if we go back and we look at our active trader window, look at that. Now the sellers at 137 are outnumbering the buyers by 2-to-1 ratio. So if we were thinking of getting in here at $1.34, the highest maybe we could have gotten, if you're lucky, $1.37. So that's 3 pennies before it starts churning down. And if you go in with any sizable amount, well, now you're below that. And that's what you have to watch for. The most important thing that you can do is protect your capital. So you don't want to give money away to the market, right? And what happens is when we come on here, the excitement is based around the fact that we expect to make money. That's the expectation. We're all in here for that. But what really happens is that we have to fight for it, right? And we have to work for it, and we have to look for opportunities. Now, here's a nice change. You see this histogram pick itself up, but the MACD is still reddish, and here it's still pointing downwards, even though it's slightly green. And let's take a look over here. Sellers are coming down from 100. So these sellers here, this number has to go down. As buyers come up and they start meeting the sellers, that number has to come down. So looks like they pulled away. And now the sellers are saying, well, we're willing to buy at $1.35. We're looking for a $1.35 bargain. So we got to get the sellers to come down. This is great, guys. If you look right here at the active trader, focus on those numbers and just study those numbers when you're in a stock trade, or just go in with one share so that you can see this. Or don't go in at all. But you can see the battle here. Now what we're seeing is the EMA's curling. And looks like the buyers gave up. Huge gave up. Now you see, if you were in here at $1.34 expecting it to go higher, it doesn't. It falls down to here. And this bar gives you a little bit of hope, so you continue to hold. It falls down to 133, you continue to hold, and then this happens to you. You get jackknifed down. And that's the importance of the histogram. That's what the histogram was showing you. Look at that. Remember, I was talking about the histogram, the red MACD. It's saying, danger up ahead. Don't jump in. And those are the things you have to look. And look at the volume here. Pure sellers. Look at that. Huge volume here, but it's a huge sell. Now you see the red bar down here. Let's remove this blue line out of here. So my expectation was that it would move up here. But what happened is it actually crawled up there and fell. So that's when you know, okay, well, I didn't know exactly what I was talking about. I should have been this way. Oops. I have a hard time clicking on these things. I'm going to remove them. Okay, it's almost 8 o'clock. All right, so DD. Jesus. Yeah. I don't know why. This is a good, is this a Razer mouse? No, Basilic. Okay, let's try again. So we'll do it like this. So, and then remember, we had set the green bar here as support. Look, worked its way all the way down there. And now we have to wait for it. So if it was a good day, bullish, you could wait for this because this is nice. The histogram has pulled way below, which is making a lower low. But then if we want to wait for this stock, we're going to need it to make a higher high. And that's not going to happen for a while if the market is there. At this point, I don't think the market is there. So I got a new microphone, so now I can do the lives. I couldn't do a live today. I didn't get up in time to set everything up, but at least I can narrate while I'm trading. And I've got earphones too, so that I don't infringe. I can mute if folks come into the room or if I'm drinking my coffee. So exhaustion here, right? Double bottom here. Depends what you're looking for. This looks pretty good. But what can we expect? Can we expect this really to move higher? So if you're a trader and you're looking at this or saying, well, I think it's hit bottom and I think I'm going to jump in because it's going to make this high and go back up there. This little dot tells me that it's curving down. The volume's not there down here. Nice big red sell-off. So now we have to wait for new buyers to come in. 2 red bars in a row. We had 3 prior. So what could we expect? Low statistics probably says 3. 3 down, 3 red, 2 green, 3 red. Oh, look, MTVA. We saw this before. We didn't think it was going to move it up via VWAP. It's finally done it. But this is way slow because the volume is slow. And our histograms don't jive with taking a position. MTC. Let's take a look. I can't trade MTC. Schwab doesn't have it. Tried past VWAP. It's now trying a second time. That's a lower low. Let's see here. Let's scoot it up a little bit. Draw a trend line. Somewhere around here, I would find it reasonable for an entry. And right here would be the exit. And it looks like it wants to jump up. But these 2 tailing wicks there say otherwise. Say more likely what's going to happen is this. And if it's strong, it'll pick itself back up and go back up. But I wouldn't trust it. Yeah, sorry I'm not doing this live. Because then I could be telling you guys what to do. Let's go back to this one. It looks like it's just going to hang around this channel now. And it's the backside of the move, so timing-wise, this is not going to happen. What's more likely to happen is this. And that puts us at around 8:15. So you'd go longer and longer into the day trying to watch it to see if it matters. to see if there's something there. And the trend reversal has not jumped in, and the EMAs are all down. And for them, they have to flip. So in order to flip, they have to make this whole huge curve, like coming around the mountain, right? So they have to go way down and then curve back up again. So, and then if you stick around, oh, I'm going to stick around and I'm going to wait. Yeah, that's great. But look at this. That's a huge, huge, huge lack of confidence there. Look at that. So there's the move, and that's the backside. It's done. Can't squeeze juice out of dry lemons, guys. All right. Take one last look here. Well, we're just happy to get off green. So thank you for watching. I hope everyone was had a little bit of green. If you had more than a little bit of green, then congratulations to you. And this, at least, it's exciting to see lots of green on the board today, and gives us hope for Monday, for next week. Hopefully, small caps will jump back in. And just as I'm talking, look at the histogram jumping up. But let's see. Oh, see how much we have. We threw 3 trades on this at 500 shares, so used up a lot of our cash there. There comes our reversal, and the volume confirms it. Look at that, the volume is higher. We got enough for another 500. Does it have what it needs? We're still pointing down, and we're just consolidating here. And so this is the new channel. Now, mind you guys, these reversal indicators and any indicator is not a prophecy. It's not projected. It's not telling you into the future that this is going to go way up high. This could be telling you that it's going to move up a penny from where it was. So it's right here at $1.14, and it's saying it has reversed from here. And it could very well reverse 2 candles down here on this candle that's red. So what it's saying is, oh, it looks like at $1.14 it's reached its bottom, and it'll probably go back up. But look at the EMAs. They're all inverted. We want those EMAs to be reverse. We want them like here, cyan on top. Whoops, there's a line here. Let's remove that trend line. We want them to look this way. The EMAs, what are they? 9, 13, 21. And I forgot what this one is. So we need them to be in that format. Now look here. It looks like they're starting to close in. There's a little bit of green volume here. So the volume here doesn't indicate to us that this histogram is true. It just means that under that reduced volume, which you can see here, the current bar is 450,000. But look at the last bar, 841. So you got to look at the volume. Yeah, this is moving up, but is it moving up enough for you? Let's take a trade here. Let's take another little trade. What do we got? 729. Yeah, let's take the 240. Let's look at this first, though. 240,000 at $1.18. I want a tighter stop, though, I think. I want to be taken out at 3 cents so I don't lose too much. And that's way too much, so we're just going to go in for a tiny scalp. See if it happens. Yay! With a tiny scalp. Was it like 60 cents? We'll take a look at our... We bought at $1.1999 and we sold at $1.20. So the point of that going in exercise was the fact that we saw it moving up and we were taking it. Now you see it's coming red. And we were a little bit early. So, like I said, it's not a hot market. So you don't want to jump in. So this is BKYI was the trade. I think it was the only one. So, yeah, the reversal's there, but $1.13, $1.18, there was only 5 cents to be had there, and now it's having a hard time. It might go, but we got to give it some time. But now the histogram's curling back down. So, anyway, everybody have a wonderful weekend. We'll look forward to Monday.